ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः ज्ञानविज्ञानयोगः। Now we will start with shloka number 23. अन्तवत्तु फलं तेषां तद्भवत्यल्पमेधसां देवान् देवयजो यान्ति मद्भक्ता यान्ति मामपि. He talks about what the fruits of these Sakama Bhaktas they will get. What are the fruits they will get? If you are aspiring for very small goals, when you reach that goals, you will obviously get very small things. If you aspire for big goals, you will probably achieve big things. Antavattu phalam tesham. Antavat means it is perishable. But phalam tesham, but fruits are very perishable. And tad bhavati alpamedasa. So these are asked by who? These perishable goals will be asked by people of very poor understanding. Alpamedasa. They don't have much understanding of the truth. Devan deva yajaha yanti. Devan, to the celestial gods, deva yajaha, the worshippers of the celestial gods, yanti, go. So they go and worship these celestial gods, he is saying, Mad bhaktaha yanti mamapi. Whereas my bhakta, devotee, goes to me. So yanti means these people will reach their goals, and also after death also they will go to the lokas specific to those gods. But this bhakta who is devoted only to me, meaning only for the sake of knowing me, not for any purpose, that person who is a jnani, he reaches me only. The things that the Sakama Bhaktas ask are of the following qualities. First is antavat, that means it is perishable. The second is dushpuratvam. Dushpuratvam means it does not fulfill us. That means what? We are looking forward to one great meal, suppose. Some favorite item of yours is being made. So you go, you eat that, maybe badam halwa. So you eat that badam halwa, what happens is, before that there is a lot of anticipation for it. And after that, you like it. You say, okay, it is very nice. You eat a lot. And after that, what happens? You have forgotten about it. It was very, very momentary and it did not fulfill you. Like, did it fulfill your whole lifetime? No, it did not. Just for maybe that 5 or 10 minutes. And maybe after eating also you felt like too much. So it was too sweet. You ate a lot. So all those things also you felt later. So it didn't fulfill you at all. So anything, this is only a small example. Everything in life is like this. It will not fulfill you. And then bandhahatva. So what will it be? It will bind you and it will be unable to live without these things. Like for example, AC. So it will bind us. After some time, we cannot be without this AC. We will be like so uncomfortable if we are in a situation where we have to be without this AC. So it will bind us. So that is called bandhatva. And then ayasa vyartam. Ayasa vyartam means you will put a lot of effort and everything is a waste. If you put little bit effort in getting moksha, you would have gone a long way. You put so much effort on all these things which we are going to anyway lose. You have to acquire that object, you have to maintain that object, and then one day that object will be gone. Maybe it's a case with things, maybe it's a case with people. This is small goal, like that Krishna is telling. Alpamedasa, okay. And then first line he talked about the Sakama Bhakta Paraloka Palam. They will go worship these gods. Probably if they did good things, they will go to heaven. But the thing is, they have to come back. But the second line, he talks about the Jignasu who will try to attain the moksha. When he does, he will go and know the reality himself. He comes to me, like that Krishna is telling. So the general translation is, but the fruit gained by these people of small understanding is perishable. Those who worship the celestial gods go to the celestial abodes, while my devotees come to me. So 24. Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mama buddhayah param bhavamajanantah mamavyayamanutamam. He is talking about the people, how they perceive God. Like that he is telling. So, avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyate mam abuddhayah. So, we have to form the sentence like this. Anvaya, it is called the prose order. We have to make the sentence like this to get the meaning. Abuddhayah mam avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante. Like that meaning, what is that? We have to start with abuddhayah. The less intelligent, what they do is that avyaktam here will mean aprameyam. There is one avyaktam which is manifested and unmanifested. That is there when we talk about Maya. We say that from the unmanifested comes the manifested. Energy converts to matter, matter converts back to energy. So this is the cycle when we talk about the apara prakriti, right? So now we are talking about the para prakriti, which is avyaktam. Here it means that aprameya. It cannot be conceived by the senses. It cannot be conceived. So Upanishads can only give pointers. There is no word to describe this great reality. They will say that it is the years of the years, it is the mind of the mind, like that it is described in the Upanishads. So there is no particular definition or word. They will only give pointers. So like that, avyaktam, so this is cannot be experienced by the senses. So that avyaktam is used, aprameyam in that context. So what these abuddhayah think is, I am actually of this nature, okay, and vyaktimapanna. They think that I have a personality, that I have come in this form. Like that they are thinking. They think that vyaktimapanna means they think that I have assumed a form. They think I am a person. Manyante mam abuddhayah. That means what? Whatever the forms that we worship, it is only pointing to one reality. In that way, we have to do the worship. Because the concept is so abstract, we cannot grasp. The layman cannot grasp. That is why these forms have been created for you to absorb that concept. But that is not the end and be of all. You have to go beyond that and know that this is only a representation. Like how a flag will represent a country, like that only the gods in our religion represent the truth. You are worshipping Shiva as the personification of the Brahman. You are worshipping Vishnu as a personification of the Brahman. You are worshipping Krishna as the ultimate truth. Like that, the bhava has to be, because beyond this personality that we worship, there is this ultimate truth. That is what he is saying here. And those people who do not understand this, abuddhayah. And then he says param, and then he goes on to describe this para prakriti of himself. Param, I am supreme. That is the ultimate truth. I am avyayam. I am imperishable and I am changeless. I do not change, and because I am devoid of parts, there is no disintegration for me. And anuttama, I am the most excellent. So Upanishads, they say sa kashta sa paragatihi. Like that Kathopanishad, there is one mantra. What it means is that, remember we have seen the Sankhya philosophy. Maybe these words you will connect. So it says that beyond the great Mahat, Mahat is this universal intelligence that we saw, is this Avyakta. Avyakta was that Moola Prakriti or Maya, that also we can use. And beyond the Avyakta is this Purusha. Purusha is this Para Prakriti or this ultimate reality. Beyond the Purusha, there is nothing, and that is the best and that is the highest goal. This is what we are aspiring for. All the other things are just steps. So what about people who had visions of God and such? Is it their imagination? No, it is not their imagination. That is also the truth. But we have to go beyond that. And it is said that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who was a great Kali Bhakta, he said, I cut Kali by the sword of knowledge, which means what? He went beyond the form to realize the ultimate truth. That the person must understand. He must not be stuck with that shape and form. And some people think that God is a person, like that they think. But actually I am this para prakriti. I am avyaktam, I am param, and I am anuttamam, and I am avyayam. Like that is. So the general translation is, the less intelligent regard me as having a personality, knowing not my higher, immutable, unsurpassed nature. Shloka number 25. Naham prakashas sarvasya yogamaya samavrutah mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mamajam avyayam. Why is this difficult to conceive then? This para prakriti, all these qualities, avyaktam, param, avyayam, anuttamam, nothing is entering our minds. Why we are not able to see that is because of, he says, yoga maya, because of my yoga maya. And it is because of all the gunas. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudoyam nabhijanati loko mamajam avyayam. Like that he is telling. In shloka number 13, same chapter 7, we saw this. Tribhir gunamayir bhavaihi yebhis sarvamidam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamebhyaf paramavyayam. That he said that, this whole thing is Maya, is made up of 3 gunas. And people are not able to perceive this higher reality because they are deluded in this. So we saw that there are 2 effects of Maya. Maya from Ishvara will be projection. He will project this universe. And Maya from our side will be concealing, avarna. It will conceal the truth. So that's why we are not able to see the truth. A similar sort of message is given here. Naham prakasha sarvasya. I will not be manifest to everyone, he is saying. Prakasha sarvasya, naham. I will not be evident to everybody because of what? Yoga maya samavritah. Because of the yoga maya, which is samavritah, which is well-wheeling this whole thing. And then mudaha, the deluded person, what happens is, na abhijanati, he will not know me. Lokaha mam ajam avyayam. Again he is using these words, ajam, unborn, and avyayam is immutable. So all these are my qualities, but because of this maya, which is deluding this person, my maya, yoga maya, it is deluding all these people, and they see the right to be the wrong and wrong to be the right. So all the things in the world they think is permanent, whereas the ultimate truth, because they cannot see, they say it doesn't exist. Like that, this delusion is there. So what is hiding this person? Suppose a boy is walking in the forest and he's just screaming, elephant, like that he screams, but actually it is a tree. So what was hiding for that boy is that he didn't realize that it is only a tree. Perception made him see that as a animal and he screamed. So like that only, our perceptions are not allowing us to know this truth. So the general translation is, I am not manifest to everyone, being wheeled by my divine yoga maya energy. Hence those without knowledge do not know that I am without birth and I am changeless. Shloka 26. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. O Arjuna, I know the past, present and future of all the living beings. So when did he talk like this in similar lines? If you remember in chapter number 4, shloka number 5, Bhahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetta parantapa. There he said that, oh Arjuna, you have had many births and I also have had many births, but you forgot everything. But I know all your births. I am Sarvagnaha. Sarvagnaha means knower of everything. That concept only is talking here also, that as Ishvara, I know everything. Like that he is saying. So there are two drishtis that we will talk about. Drishti means perspective. Is as Ishvara, he is Sarvajnaha. He is all-knower. God means he knows everything. Like that we say. As a Brahman, how he is in Paraprakriti, he is known to be the witness, Sakshi. These two aspects of him, that is what he is saying here. That I know the past, present and future. Like that he is saying. Vedaham samatitani. Vedaham. Aham Veda. Like I know samatitani, the past, Vartamanani, the present, and Bhavishyani. I know the future as well. Cha Bhutani, of all the living beings, I know everything. Mam tu Vedana Kaschana, but no one knows me. I know everything, but nobody will know me. Like that he is saying. Like how we can take the example, when the potter will make the pots, there are so many pots, right? He will know about all the pots. When he sells a pot to us, we will take one pot and come, but we will only know about what pot we have taken home. We'll know that, okay, this is this color, this is this size. But do I know about all the pots that the potter had? No, I don't know. I only have partial knowledge. Like that, we only have partial knowledge, whereas Ishvara, he will have the complete knowledge of everything in this universe. The general translation is, O Arjuna, I know of the past, present and future, and I also know all living beings, but me no one knows. 27. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. So here he talks about why are we not able to know about all these things and what are the challenges or the hindrances to getting this jnana. What is the hindrance? It is the mind itself. It is what always we talk about this dvandvam. Dvandvam means duality, the pair of opposites. So what happens is, there are two things happening in this world outside. There will be opposites happening in this world. That is, there will be heat, there will be cold. There will be happiness, there will be sorrow. There will be different things happening in this world. We will experience it in different ways. And the mind has these two qualities, like and dislike, that we call the raga and the dvesha. For example, we take gulab jamun, right? The gulab jamun is there, sometimes it's there, and sometimes it's not there. And then what happens? Your like and dislike is further putting extra emphasis on it, because you have likes and dislikes is when you go and emphasize this further in your mind. There is heat, there is cold. Suppose you do not like hot weather. I don't like hot weather. Like that, when you say, what happens is, this thought again goes back and is stored as samskara or your recordings. So then again, when you're experiencing heat another day, what happens is that samskara or your recording comes and replaces and says, I don't like this heat. Then again, it will go and store again. Like that, the whole process is happening. So the only way is that to break from this like and dislike. That is why we said karma yoga. Karma yoga is a way for you to break away from likes and dislikes. What is given to me, I will eat today. Like that, if you think, then you are not creating any impressions in your mind. And that way, you are basically erasing all these impressions. So you say, whatever comes to me is fine. Like that, when you do, okay, if it is hot also, it's okay. If it is cold also, it is okay. Like that, when you cultivate this mentality, then the impressions are not there. What happens? What is the disadvantage of having of those impressions? Your actions depend on those impressions. So you don't like heat. So you will act in a certain way because you don't like to be in a hot climate. Similarly, with people, everything is the same. So we should try to remove this raga dvesha and try to experience everything as neutral. So what he is saying here is, there is, because of the dualities, arise the desire and aversion. Okay, and he is saying here, and when did this come? From the birth, he is saying. Adi Shankaracharya is telling, These poor beings, from the beginning itself, this has come to them because previous vasanas, our environment, everything is contributing. So the day we were born is the day our ignorance started. Icha dvesha samuttena. So samuttena means arising from icha, desire, and dvesha, aversion. Similar to raga, dvesha. Raga is attachment. Both attachment and desire are synonymous. One will lead to the other. So icha dvesham. So icha meaning desire and dvesha meaning aversion. So these two things are there. Dvandva mohena bharata. So this dvandvam of duality, O Arjuna, sarva bhutani sammoham. This is the cause of the delusion for these people. They don't know that this like and dislike, the more stronger the likes and dislikes, the more difficult it is for us to live in the samsara. To seek spiritual knowledge, it will become very difficult. So we have to try to come away from these likes and dislikes. And sargya yanti parantapa. So ever since birth only this is there. Like that he is telling. What we get quickly, we will run towards. What we will get slowly, we will not go. Actually, what that will be the good. But because it's very slow, we will not go towards that. So this kind of delusion is there for us. So basically, we are running towards things which are ahitam, which is really not good, and we are moving away from things which are hitam, which are actually good. Read the meaning. O descendant of Bharat, the dualities of desire and aversion arise from illusion. O conqueror of enemies, all living beings in this material realm are from birth deluded by this. Shloka number 28. Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmuktaha bhajante mam dridhavrataha. So here he says how to get out of this. Yesham tu antagatam papam. So the one whose sins are destroyed. That means what? We will see the steps, how we can evolve. So whose sins are destroyed, jananam punya karmana. Because what? Because he did the virtuous activities. So first he started with the virtuous activities. So lot of punya is there and papa is very less or it's not there at all. Punya karmanam, the pious activities, te dvandva moha nirmuktaha. So these people who did the punya, they were able to come away from the bonds of this dualities, he's saying. Nirmuktaha bhajante mam dridhavrataha. So these are the people who worship me with devotion. Like that he's saying. So we will see how the steps are given. So first you have to start with dharmika jivanam or karma yoga, as we said. The first step, if you're starting the spiritual journey, if you don't know where to start, you have to start with karma yoga. Because karma yoga will purify you, because you will try to get away from this dualities. Basically, likes and dislikes. What do you say in karma yoga? Prasada buddhi and arpana buddhi. That means whatever I got today, God, it is from you. I will accept it as a prasada, gift from you. And whatever I have done today, I will offer to you. Like that, in those two mentalities, if you have, most of this dualities will go away because we will not have so many likes and dislikes. So then what happens is when you are practicing karma yoga, slowly the papas or the sins that we commit goes away because we are not acting out of our own likes and dislikes. Whatever is coming out of the destiny, that we are accepting. We are saying, okay, God, this is what maybe I have done in my previous birth. I am getting this as my prarabdha. Like that, we accept it as the prasada of God. And then what happens is we stop from doing bad things to others, or we stop doing bad things. So the papa will diminish. And then what happens because of that? Also the dualities, the attachment to your likes, aversion to your dislikes that you have, right? So that will also slowly it will subdue. Then what will happen? You will get the viveka prapti. You will get the intelligence. Means to say you get the discriminatory capabilities. okay, this is right, this is wrong. Like that, that intelligence will slowly start to come in you. That is called Viveka Prapti. Then you know that, so this is what is the right thing. Like that, when you know, then you start to go towards things which are more permanent, which is called Mumukshutva. So what are the 5 steps we have seen here? Is first is Karma Yoga or Dharmika Jivana. As the rules has been said by the scriptures, living according to that and accepting everything as a prasadam of God and giving everything to God, that itself, half the battle is won. Because of that, what happens? Step 2, Papa Nivritti. We are annihilated from all the sins. Because of this, what happens? The Dvandva Moha Nivritti happens. That means we are freed from these dualities. That is the 3rd step. And once we are freed from the dualities, we go to the step called Viveka Prapti. We get the wisdom. Our intellect guides us in the right ways because we are not acting according to the likes and dislikes of us. And then when Viveka comes, when this intelligence kicks in, you know what is real and what is unreal. So 5th is Mumukshutvam, is you strive towards a real goal. So these 5 things are happening in order. And these people, Bhajante Mam Drida Vrataha. These are the people who will be very devoted to me because what? They know what is truth and what is untruth. So because of that, they will never leave God. Like that he is telling here. So the general translation is, but persons whose sins have been destroyed by engaging in pious activities become free from the illusion of dualities. Such persons worship me with determination. Shloka number 29. Jara marana mokshaya mamashritya yatanti ye te brahma tadviduh kritsnam adhyatmam karma chakhilam. Continuing from previous shloka, few more steps we will add to the previous stage. First we said was the Dharmika Jivanam or Karma Yoga. Then Papa Nivritti or annihilation from these papas happened. And Dvandva Moha Nivritti or started to go beyond the dualities. And because of that, you got Viveka Prapti, which was the knowledge or your intellect started to work correctly. And then you went for Mumukshutvam, which is the intense desire for liberation. And once you got this Mumukshutvam, what you should do is, you should do the Jnana Yoga. Like we said, you do Karma Yoga, and then after that Jnana Yoga, Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Shravanam is listening to the scriptures. The more and more we listen, the more and more this knowledge is absorbed by us. So more and more it becomes stronger. So the Shravanam is very important. We have to listen to this constantly. And then Mananam is, we may have doubts after this, so clear it from a competent guru. And then Nididhyasanam is, we have to meditate on this truth. So this is a step for the Jnana Yoga. And then the final step will be Moksha. And as Krishna said, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, like so many births, you will keep progressing. And the next birth, you will start from where you left off. So if you leave it and if you don't do anything, that's it, gone. So you have to again come back and you have to start. So what Guru's advice, don't leave it. Hold on to it, do little at least. Whatever you can, you keep doing. It will lead you to somewhere. It will lead you to the right circumstances. It will lead you to the right people. Like that, opportunities will come. So don't leave this path. So he's saying, Jara Marana Mokshaya. So what is it we have? This Jara and Marana, the death and this old age is for sure. One thing which is sure is death and old age, right? That we can be sure of. Mokshaya, for liberation, Mam Ashritya, that Yatantiye. So he takes shelter in me alone and he strives. So who is he talking about here? The Jignasu, who is worshipping God for the sake of God alone. This is a kind of worship which is needed. He wants to come out from the cycle of old age and death, and therefore he is depending on God. And he is striving. Te Brahma Tat Viduhu Kritsna. So this person, he says, this Jignasu, ultimately, he will know everything. Kritsnam Viduhu. That he will know everything. And then he talks about 3 words here. In the next shloka, he will talk about 4 more words. So 3 plus 4, 7 words totally will become the starting of chapter number 8. So in this shloka, he is talking about 3 words. Brahman, Brahman we know, the ultimate reality. And then Adhyatma is actually the Atma, individual self. Then Karma. Karma refers to action and consequences of action, and it will be used in a particular sense, which we will see in chapter 8. We will see the explanation in chapter 8. We will just see this as words here. 4 more words he is telling the next shloka. We will also see what that is. So the general translation is, those who take shelter in me, striving for liberation from old age and death, come to know Brahman, the individual self, and the entire field of karmic action. Jignasu, who is striving, who is always depending on this Ishvara, and he is striving for this perfection, he comes to know of all these things, like that he is telling. Last shloka. Sadhibhutadhidevam mam sadhiyajñam cha ye viduhu prayanakalepi cha mam te viduryukta chetasah. So here he says, this person who said was striving, he will know those 3 things he said. What were the 3 things he said? Brahman, Adhyatma, which is the self, and the karma. The last shloka he said that. And then in this shloka, he gives 4 more terms. So the 4 terms are Adhibhuta, Adhidevam, Adhiyajñam, and Prayanakale. So these terms we will see in the next chapter, because we need to see the explanation of these terms. We will just take it as words here, and then we will expand on these terms in the next chapter. Chaye viduhu. So he will know this, he is saying. The person who, the Jignasu, who has later become a jnani, he will know of these things. Prayanakale apichama. This is the most important thing. Prayanakale. So this person, Prayanakale, at the time of the death also, api chamam te vidu yukta chetasaha. This person at the time of death will be in full consciousness of me, like that he is telling. So these are the 4 words that is given. Adhibhuta, Adhidevam, Adhiyajñam, and Prayanakale. These are the 4 terms we need to know. And next chapter 8 is going to be a continuation of this. Krishna is going to talk about at the time of death what is going to happen, and we are going to talk about a different type of mukti, which is known as a krama mukti, and all those lot of details are coming. So we will see that in the next chapter. So now we finished with chapter number 7. I'll close this. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita-Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Jnana Vijnana Yogo Nama Saptamodhyayah. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu.